You've probably heard this one before, right? It's one of those classic what-if questions that just get your brain going. What if every single person on Earth all jumped at the exact same time? It sounds like something straight out of a comic book, a moment of perfect global unity that could have, well, world-shaking consequences. So what would really happen? Let's dive in and find out. Okay, so let's set the scene. Picture this. All 8 billion of us, we're all gathered together in one giant spot. Someone gives a signal. 3, 2, 1, jump. What happens in that next second? I bet your mind immediately goes to a disaster movie, right? You're thinking massive earthquakes, giant tsunamis. Maybe we even knock the Earth clean out of its orbit. But is that what the science actually says would happen? To get to the real answer, we've got to peel back all that Hollywood fantasy and look at the actual physics. So here's how we're going to do it. First, we'll figure out just how much energy we're talking about. Then, we'll see what that energy does to the ground right underneath us. And finally, we'll tackle the big one. Did we actually move the planet? All right, first things first. We need to calculate the raw power of this jump. Just how much combined energy are we unleashing when 8 billion people jump all at once? So the basic science here is actually pretty simple. When we jump, we use energy. But the real impact comes when we land. That's when all the stored potential energy of 8 billion bodies converts into kinetic energy, the energy of motion, all at the same time. That's the key.
And here's the number. When you run all the calculations for 8 billion people landing at once, you get a whopping 30 trillion joules of energy. Now that sounds absolutely massive, and don't get me wrong, it is. But the real question is, what does a number that big actually mean in the real world?
Well, to put it into perspective, 30 trillion joules is about the same amount of energy that's released in a magnitude 3.0 earthquake. You'd definitely feel it if you were nearby, but let's be honest, it's not the planet-cracking event we might have imagined.
Okay, so the energy isn't enough to split continents, but it's still a huge amount of energy being released in one tiny spot. So what would it actually feel like to be there?
In the seconds right after the big landing, 3 things would happen in really quick succession. You'd hear an unbelievable sound, you'd feel a jolt from the ground, and then it would all fade away very, very quickly. First, let's talk about the sound. Can you imagine the slap of 16 billion feet hitting the ground at the same microsecond? It would create this immense pressure wave. A boom so loud it would likely be over 200 decibels. It would be painful, cause instant and permanent hearing damage, and without a doubt, it would be the loudest sound humanity has ever created. And at the same exact moment, you'd feel that magnitude 3.0 earthquake we talked about. The ground right under the crowd would shake pretty violently, probably enough to knock you right off your feet. But here's the key. This tremor wouldn't travel far. A few dozen miles away, it would feel like nothing more than a passing freight train. And just as fast as it all began, it would be over. That 30 trillion joules of energy would basically flash into existence and then immediately radiate outwards as sound waves and ground vibrations. Within seconds, all that epic combined power would have just harmlessly disappeared into the environment. Okay, so the local effects are dramatic but super short-lived. But let's get to the main event, the question we all came here for. Did we actually move the planet?
To answer this, we need to bring in another superstar of physics, the conservation of momentum. You know it as Newton's third law. For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. When we jump up, we're actually pushing the Earth down or away from us. Then, as gravity pulls us back, we are, in a sense, pulling the Earth back towards us.
So the million-dollar question is, do those 2 actions, the push away and the pull back, cancel each other out perfectly? Does the Earth end up right back where it started? The answer is, well, almost. The Earth is pushed away as we jump, but the distance, oh man, the distance is so small it's almost meaningless. We're talking less than the width of a single hydrogen atom. By the time we land, the planet has returned to its original position, having barely twitched at all. So why is the effect so ridiculously tiny? It all comes down to a staggering difference in mass. The total mass of every human on Earth is about 500 billion kilograms. That sounds like a lot, right? But the Earth? The Earth is about 6 sextillion kilograms. Comparing the two is like a single speck of dust trying to shove a skyscraper. We just don't have the mass to make any real difference. So, after all that physics, what's the big takeaway here? What have we really learned from this kind of silly thought experiment?
Well, let's run through it real quick. We learned that our collective jump would release a huge, but very brief, burst of energy. Locally, the effects would be pretty dramatic, a deafening roar and a solid tremor. But when it comes to the planet itself, we're just not heavy enough. The Earth moves less than the width of an atom.
And that's the real lesson here. This isn't about being disappointed that we can't shove our planet around. It's about what this whole exercise teaches us about scale and our actual place in the world.
It's a really fascinating paradox when you think about it. Our collective power is immense. We can literally create the loudest sound in human history just by acting together. And yet, all of that power is still completely dwarfed by the sheer, mind-boggling scale of the planet we live on.
And that leaves us with one last, much deeper question to chew on. If a single, explosive, perfectly coordinated act from every person alive has almost zero effect on the planet, what does that say about the other ways we impact our world? It kind of suggests that our true global impact doesn't come from these huge, singular actions, but from the small, cumulative, and constant things we do every single day. And that is definitely something worth thinking about.